What's your name again? What's your name? And I was like, my name's Rich. He's like, no, I'm not gonna call you Rich. I'm gonna call you Dick.
I spit all over my monitor.
Looked at him and I was like, okay, I don't give a crap. You want to call me Dick? That's fine. Call me Dick. He continues on and goes, even better. I'm going to call you Dickers. You!
He gets called Dickers every day at work. You Dickers. Imagine telling this story of when he got pressed. And here you go. He's legitimately making love to a cardboard while screaming, Dickers! Dickers!
And one of the things that Sean really enjoyed to do was grab a paddle. They had wooden paddles at the
Get ready.
store.
I'm ready. So now we're gonna go to the stories of Rich in retail.
Okay.
This is actually so f***ing Kino.
It's a face cam.
Unfortunately, we actually have to look at his ugly, disgusting face.
Stop.
This man is at least 50 years old.
Video today is sponsored by Ridge.
Look at this beard.
It looks like it was drawn on with a Sharpie. That part, look at it.
He messed hair like this to like, bro.
Oh.
Ridge.com/arts.
By the way, don't buy the Ridge wallet.
Let's get some subs to Felt Rich.
Who has the Ridge wallet? Is it even good?
It sucks. Come on.
It's like a little.
Does anyone have it?
Is it good?
They're
Ridge
saying
wallet
it's
is a scam. Or do you suck at
Al
it?
Jams has one and he says it's a scam. It's overpriced trash.
Dontron says Ridge wallets fall apart. It's shit.
What is Ridge? They actually make these awesome, super minimalist wallets.
It's terrible.
That are
Imagine, like, Rich, did Rich know who they were paying to show their product?
No.
They had no idea that they were paying the most unappealing person in the whole world to show their product. Literally the sex appeal of like a leech or like a barnacle. Do you know?
Yeah.
Look in those dead, soulless eyes. Holy shit. The eyes of the eternally ghosted man. He hasn't got since the Twin Towers were standing.
If ID blocking, and they literally hold everything that you need without making a big bulk.
Bro! Since the Carter administration. Rich was in his 20s during Jimmy Carter's administration. Let's be real.
Bulge in your pocket.
Wait, what does he have open? Is it just like stuff like what's open? What's this app? Can we?
Is that his trans? Why is it redacted?
I don't know. It's like
Did you see there's like blacked out sections of the document that he's looking at on his phone?
Oh, that's the oh, you know what that is? He's got the, oh my god, he's so lazy. He's got the email for the Ridge wallet, the talking points.
No. He has the script for the Ridge wallet right in front of him? No. 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 Exposed.
Oh my god.
Exposed, Richard. In 4K. Review check exposed.
Grim.
Dumb. That skin is so colored in. Oh my god.
In your
I
pocket.
love KLAWF Rich more than anything we've ever done on the show.
I have so
It's my
much fun
favorite.
with it.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love that. Now, if you're looking for something with a bit of a different flavor, they have a dozen different styles to choose from, but Ridge doesn't stop there. They also have phone cases,
time to
battery
skip
banks.
ahead.
Why I never talked about my escapades working in retail before in a video is beyond me.
Whoa,
This may be
what? Like, maybe just embarrassing, shameful, humiliating to do so. The stories he's about to tell of his abuse in retail.
Wait, what?
be my most epic horror stories video to date.
Tech USA.
Skip it up and that up. So for those of you who don't know, I work in
Alright, so he says you guys are on
He
kids.
looks like he'd work in retail. Rich, you know what, Rich? I believe you that you work in retail, bud.
So I say a 1-2 since you guys are 100% unhinged. I love it.
Rich's whole physiognomy is retail assistant manager.
Oh.
You look at him, you go, that guy works at Best Buy. That guy works at Radio Shack.
No, but you know this is the kind of guy that when you're trying to get an exchange, it's gonna be a tough time. You're like, oh, this is God.
It's gonna be rough
You know?
sledding.
Yeah.
For those of you who
By the way, I like Bobby Bapper's like, just wait, Andy. You're not ready, okay?
don't know, I worked
It's so
on and
funny.
off for many
You gotta stay for this. Don't stay tuned. You won't even believe Rich's tales from retail. You just won't even believe it.
And for those of you who've never worked in retail, I will tell you this, it is a very, very stressful and interesting career path
True.
to take.
Interesting. I mean,
I guess.
in what way? I mean, interesting in like getting every day, I guess. Your soul being ground down to dust. Being treated like a child into your like middle age.
I did retail for so long.
For you who still work in retail, I salute you.
I do too. You know?
Too chilly is so real with this. 20 people do nothing and 5 people keep the store functioning. It's
Very stressful. It can actually be fun too. I had many fun times working in retail, but there are other
Okay.
times that, man oh man, I wanted to lose my mind. When you work with the public on a daily basis, you realize how animal-like the human species truly is. And man oh man, when you catch people when they're in a bad mood, it can ruin your entire day.
Okay, Rich.
You're soft, Rich.
Every story has to have a, prologue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just-
It's just like,
Just tell the
fucking
story.
say it.
Sometimes your coworkers can ruin your day too. Speaking of which, let's get into my first story when I was 16
Thank
years
God.
old. Now at the
So
time,
he was only 16 when this happened.
Okay.
I was a junior in high school, turned 16, and my parents said to me, you need to get a job. You need to learn what it's like to work. You need to learn what it's like to make your own money.
His parents then later gave him the same talk when he was 35. Living in their house.
And he still lives there.
He still lives there at the age of 42, even though he looks like
You know
he's
what?
55.
You need to learn what it's like to have more responsibility. So we want you to find a job.
He never learned that
Hounding me
lesson.
and hounding me, which they were right. You know, you should. It's young to build character and become more responsible, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna do the same with my kids. When they turn 16, their asses need to find
Rich! Go!
some kind of work so they can learn how to make a buck.
That.
So I actually went to ask friends, hiring. It was different looking for a job back then. Now, even if you're looking for a job at Taco Bell, you could just go online. But back then, even if you were looking for something part-time as a kid in high school, you had to pound the pavement.
Back in my day, in the 1940s, you had to pound the pavement to find a job.
Thank you, Tim. These stories just don't begin ever. Okay.
pavement. Or ask friends. And my friend Tim was like, hey, Rich, I have a job and I could get you a job too. I guarantee you they'll hire you. Okay, cool, Tim. What kind of job is it? It's at an arts and crafts store. Ah, oh boy, I can't wait to work there. I really didn't want to work there, but my parents were hounding me. They were up
No shit. Continue.
my
Go
ass.
on,
and I was
Rich.
trying to ask.
What would it be like if you couldn't just come to a game and drop hundreds of dollars, turn all the cards right away? So we explicitly prevented that in Marvel Snap. You can't just come day one and buy as many boosters as you want to get all the cards in the game. Instead, we wanted to make it a fun journey where you're
For me, I'll fill out an application, and of course, I did get the job. God, I remember the smell of the store. If you ever been to an arts and crafts,
The smell of it. Imagine the smell. Rich, the greasy slob, works there every day.
At the
The
Hobby Lobby.
stench emanating from his body seeps into every piece of furniture, every art, every craft. Disgusting.
By the way, how hard, like the grocery store is tough, in my opinion, because things expire, you have to face everything. Arts and crafts, like it's just a paintbrush, they're there forever, you know what I mean? Like, you don't,
So, I've actually obtained a video
no,
that Rich posted of him working at a job
stop.
that he was then fired from.
No. God, that way.
This is amazing.
Christmas?
And he doxed like everybody working there.
Shit.
stores, like you smell all the fake scents.
Yeah,
Like,
you have to provide proof that he worked at a real job because no one believed him.
Yeah.
I got the evidence.
have the candles, they have the floral arrangements, and it just all hits you at once. They have like cinnamon smells and potpourris, and it's just like all attacking you. I'm getting the same headache I used to get when I worked there. Just trauma.
Now that you mention it, I'm getting a headache too, Rich.
Just a man in his 40s, like reliving his trauma, just crying like shit from 30 years ago.
About it now. It was such an overpowering odor working at this arts and crafts store.
Okay.
Well, anyway, I got the job, and what I found out was that my friend Tim also had his brother working there. And his brother's name is John.
Not John. Oh,
John.
John.
John really bent Rich over and drove, buddy. Literally.
Now, John was
No, dear
John.
an interesting guy. So there was a stock room at this arts and crafts store, and it was Tim's job
No. Don't tell me the brother him.
to introduce me
It's
to
so bad.
What?
all the different aspects of the store and talk to the different employees. And he introduced me to his brother that worked in the stock room. He was a stock guy there, a warehouse guy, I should say. And he was like, hey, John, this is my...
No, Rich, don't tell the story. Don't tell.
My friend.
He's already told me. There's nothing we can do to stop it. He's gonna. It's already happened. It's at the end of watching it. This already happened 4 years ago. Why would I tell you?
Friend Rich, he just got hired. Now, most people would just be like, hey, Rich, my name's John. How are you? Not John, though. What John did is he approached me and introduced himself like this. What's your name again? What's your name? And I was like, my name's Rich. He's like, no, I'm not going to call you Rich. I'm going to call you Dick.
I spit all over my monitor.
I'm gonna call you Dick. It gets better. It gets better and better and better and better.
It's so funny.
You gotta just keep Rich looks so traumatized
Yeah.
on the couch.
I'm gonna call you Dick.
I just looked at him and I was like, okay, I don't give a crap. You want to call me Dick? That's fine. Call me Dick. He continues on and goes, even better. Even better. I'm going to call you Dickers. You!
Get called Dickers every day at work. You're Dickers. Imagine telling this story of when you got pressed and you were called Dickers.
Manager, by the way.
Yeah, the manager, the humiliation ritual begins.
Are Dickers! And I'm looking at the guy and I'm like,
No.
okay?
No!
No!
How is that okay?
What the hell is wrong with this kid? And he proceeds to go, Dicks! Dicks! Looking around, screaming in the warehouse.
Can you imagine you're in the warehouse and you look over and the manager just starts screaming out, Dick! 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 It's got Oh, man.
How are we 5 minutes into a 37-minute video?
Gets bent over. Dickers gets bent over in prison.
How is this?
I hate
How is this 32 more minutes? We're never
Oh,
gonna
man.
People, they had to have heard in the store. And then as he's sitting there calling me Dickers, screaming Dickers and Dick, he proceeds to pretend to be intimate with a box. Now you would think someone who was joking would do that for about 10 seconds. John went on to do it for about 30 seconds.
So he's legitimately making love to a cardboard while screaming, Dickers! Dickers! At the sky in front of everybody. The customers are looking at him like, what the Look at Rich's eyes. Look at how traumatized he is with Callie. I don't think you can make this shit up. I'm pretty sure he's telling the truth.
And we've got like probably 2 years worth of a gold mine. And he's never reviewed tech in his entire life. So it's all just embarrassing stories.
One of his videos that he ever reviewed tech. Ever.
Intense thrusting of a box. Now, working at this arts and crafts store, I don't think anyone there actually liked the job. It was terrible. I had two different managers there. There was the store manager. She was the head honcho. Her name was Colleen. She had hair from 1984, and she was a chain smoker. Whenever she brought
Well, it
to the
was
office,
1984.
I probably...
It's a baffling observation from him. Of course you did. It was 1984 when you were 16.
We smoked about 10 packs of cigarettes just being in her office. It was 1998, and back then people did smoke in their offices. Whether she was allowed to or not, I don't know, but she did. There was another guy
I like your version better.
named Bob. Bob was a very unhappy man. Bob had the physique, it was very strange. His entire body was thin, but he had a bullet in his gut, and he had long hair that was balding that he never, it was completely unkempt and done. I remember Bob going up to me and saying, "You don't get what I told you to get done. I'm going to drag you out of this store with my bare hands and never let you get back in again."
What?
That was Bob. Bob was very sad.
Whoa.
Well, anyway, working this job,
What did you do to make Bob threaten to f***ing whoop your ass?
Terrible. And one of the tasks they wanted us to do, whether we were in the warehouse,
This is so fun.
store,
This is so fun what he's about to say.
helping customers, is they wanted you to clean the bathrooms. Now,
Oh
Okay, there's many people that have to clean bathrooms at retail stores. But there was a surprising catch to cleaning bathrooms at this arts and crafts store. They didn't have any gloves.
Wait. The arts and crafts store didn't have gloves?
Couldn't you have purchased some gloves at the craft store?
That's what I mean. Like, what do you mean?
They actually refused to let him wear gloves, even if he brought his own.
And they still wanted you to clean. I remember going to them and saying, where are the gloves? You want me to clean the bathroom? They go,
You know, I think Mr. Mitchell nailed it here. Oh, they did. Just not for little Dickers.
No.
Dickers didn't get to use the gloves.
They bullied him for sure, dude.
Oh, yeah.
He was like he was
you'll be alright. Okay, right.
Porky's Pete. He was the Pete from Porky's.
He was supposed to get rich, has always been despised. Everywhere he's ever gone, he's been the low man on the totem pole, just getting dumped on.
Yeah.
You want me to touch, like, clean toilets with fecal matter and urine and Lord knows what else without gloves?
He's Newman.
Oh, look at his eyes, man. That's tough.
Lord knows what else without gloves. Yes, we do. You have to, or you won't have a job. So that was not happening. So what I
Maybe
would
just
do
walk
is
out.
basically
What a cope.
disgusting.
So what he would do is he would wrap his hands in paper towel. That's such a f***ing cope, buddy.
Mummy.
He's got like soggy, like just think of it. He's like going to the toilet water with his mitt of paper towel, getting like shit water and piss water. Like it's like a damp, like
No. He comes out. It's just like light brown and yellow. His arms are just covered. I'm gonna call him Dickers all the time now.
And at best, maybe I would wipe the toilet seat. And even then, like I said, here's the toilet seat, here's my hand, paper towels in between. Yeah, job was terrible. But that wasn't the worst part of it, though. Let's get back to Tim's brother, John, our friend John. Well, John used to really like getting the carts that were scattered around the parking lot at his arts and crafts store.
Oh, goodness.
But here's the thing, it's an arts and crafts store. Most of the time, people really didn't use carts unless they got a ton of stuff. Most of the time, they just had a bag or two and wouldn't even need the carts. But John really enjoyed to go outside for very long periods of time and get the carts. But what John was really doing was smoking bowls of angel dust. And when John came back in, John would be stoned out of his mind.
I mean, this makes a lot of sense to why he was doing what he did. You know?
this guy's like high out of his mind on crack and angel dust, going around humping boxes and calling him Dickers.
It was
What
like
a
he
great
turned into the
story to
Incredible
tell.
Hulk. John would walk outside, be normal, and then John would come back in and be,
What a king.
where's Dickers?
Look at this.
All right, listen. I'm gonna put this on the house.
That's
This is on the house.
That's gotta be an emoticon,
That's
man.
on the house.
That's the face Rich makes when he takes a dump.
I'm gonna make that. His name is Dickers.
$250,000 man says maybe he did get. Buddy, he did. Just wait. Just wait. I'm not
story's
making it up.
This image that I have here is probably.
He's 60 years. He's 16 years old. I looked at him and said 60. But he's 16. Just quit the job. What are your parents gonna do? Throw you out?
I call.
You still got 2 more years, buddy.
Literally, it looked like his muscles were going to rip through his shirt. Well, what John would do after he came back
a
in
gay statement.
from getting the carts was he would like to bother the living crap out of me. Other people too, but especially me. And one of the things that John really enjoyed to do was grab a paddle. They had wooden paddles at the
Get ready.
I'm ready.
Just guess. What would happen with the paddle?
You can spank.
Go on.
Okay. Me on the ass with that. Now, so smack me on the ass.
He's getting stickers! Spanking his ass. He's like, that's a paddling. Come here, Dickers, for your paddling. And the guy's just high out of his mind on PCP. Just fucking bend over, Dickers. I'm driving. And that's not even really an exaggeration. That's actually what took place, according to him.
This may be the funniest segment in the world.
Now, getting hit with a wooden paddle to begin with is a pretty terrible thing. It hurts, they're hard.
Okay.
But,
Oh no.
from a wooden paddle, at least when it's a solid one,
So
is the
this has
cushion.
happened to him many times, where apparently he's been wooden paddled on the ass with many different types of paddles.
Every Cooper I know is entering that big ass tournament with a winner get 500,000. Gang, it's win by 2. Not here, it's not. Hey, they letting yoga instructors in the gym now. I just need somebody who can play so I can make some money. That's acting like you can't hoop.
You assumed I couldn't hoop because I'm white, which is incredibly outdated.
No, I assumed you couldn't hoop because you were dressed like a white girl at Whole Foods.
Where the love go?
Of air that is
How would you know this?
There's a cushion of air?
Hey, Dickers. How would you know this?
damage between the paddle and your ass when it hits, so it'll still hurt, but that cushion of air softens the blow slightly. These were arts and crafts.
Wait, so he's been paddled before? Like, this is evident.
It's not his first time.
Paddles, and they had designs etched throughout them. So they had holes, basically, that didn't allow for there to be a cushion of air, which, I guess if you want an ornate paddle, is super cool.
So he's not even, like, paddling him, like, as a joke, like, softly. This guy's literally...
He's winding up this paddle as hard as he can while screaming, "Checkers!" Dickers. High on PCP, just chasing Dickers around the star with the paddle.
When it's being used to be slapped against your ass, it makes it 10 times more painful. And when John, after he was lit up on a bowl of dust, chased after you with one of these paddles, he was going for the goal of hitting your ass as hard as possible. The first thing he would do is be like, "Where's Dix?" And he'd be holding a paddle, literally chasing you throughout.
So the guy reports for his shift, and the first words of his mouth are, "Where's Dick? Where's Dick?" And he's got a paddle in hand, ready to chase this throughout the entire store until he paddles him on his ass. This is like a grown-ass man, by the way, in his 40s, probably, paddling a 16-year-old reviews. It was over before it began for Rich, really. Like, holy shit.
I have to run for my life to not get my ass destroyed by a paddle with holes in it. This happened almost every day. And yes, I did complain about it.
He got him to do some cardio. He should have had you running more, Rich.
And no one cares. So this happens.
So it's every day. It happens every day, and no one gives a shit. They all just pointed and laughed at him, and they called him Dickers.
On a basis, I was sick of the job. I was maybe working 10 to 15 hours a week anyway, and they were terrible 10 to 15 hours a week. It felt like time was going in reverse, but I was there. And due to the fact that I didn't clean the bathrooms and I never got anything done for obvious reasons, again, I also didn't care about the job, they eventually let me go.
So, after all of that, zoom in on that. That is felted. Look at him. So after all of that, after going through the humiliation ritual of being Dickers,
every day and no one cares.
Getting paddled on his ass every day by a crackhead. They fired him. You didn't clean the bathroom, Dickers. Yeah. Review fired USA.
This guy.
Thank God for King John.
Her going into Colleen's office, which was full of smoke, and her saying, "You haven't cleaned the bathrooms. Those bathrooms
She's
need to be
blowing
cleaned."
smoke in his face, you know? She's just like blowing smoke into his face, like, "You haven't cleaned the bathrooms, Richard. They're not clean enough to my standard. What are you gonna do about it, Dickers?"
Been talking for weeks. Again, we wanted you to clean those back gloves, so we're going to let you go. And thankfully, because they no longer work there, by asking him healed from not having to deal with John.
His ass wounds healed? He has ass wounds? Buddy! You can't be having ass wounds. Buddy! Ass wounds? He was literally butthurt.
We couldn't have written this guy a better script for us to make fun of.
He's doing the job for us. He's the ass wounded Dickers. Here, Review Tech's analytics for his channel. And in this most recent month, he's actually gone negative. He is at negative 9,976 views for the month on his streaming channel. Because he deleted a whole bunch of streams to hide evidence of his pedophile behavior with the Dropbox.
Just quit.
So it really is time. Like, does he really think it's gonna hit the algorithm? He's trapped, bro.
Yeah.
It's just smaller and smaller. smaller, dwindling base of people who tune in and give him money, and eventually it's going to zero. But he doesn't give a fuck to put in the effort to actually course correct it.
Exactly.
So, like, Dickers doesn't go out with a bang, right? He just, it's a sad, slow whimper. Fizzling out over time.
Yeah.
But we're going to say, for the sake of things, that Dickers has been fired from being a YouTuber.
He was fired from being on YouTube?
Yes. June the King sent him his fucking pink slip. You're fired!
No
Dickers.
2 weeks notice.
No 2 weeks notice. So we're actually going back in time to the last time Dickers was fired. The last time he had a job was 12 years ago.
Wow, not shocked.
It was a long time ago at a Best Buy far, far away in Yonkers, New York. Lay the scene where Dickers had gainful employment. Let's hear the story of Dickers' last job, everyone.
All right, let's hear it.
Paddle, paddle, paddle. It's a paddling throughout time.
What's going on, folks? This is Rich at Review Tech USA, and as many of you know, I just started a new job, and not even a month into it, I was laid off.
Who could have predicted?
Even he laughed.
Even he laughs. He self-felts himself. I love how he gets on the internet and tells everybody this, how he was such a brokey and a bum. He couldn't even make it as a wagey for a month at Best Buy.
Yeah.
He just totally fricked off.
Oh. He's laughing. Can you believe it? Yes.
I'm
No,
not
we're
kidding,
doing
man.
Ricada next.
Oh, great.
He's like, I'm not kidding.
Funny. Now, I worked Wednesday through Sunday.
Get it right.
Okay, so Monday
You're
and
not
Tuesday
working anymore. You work.
I worked.
the weekend. And I wake up this morning getting ready for work.
By the way, that's
Nothing
like
special.
the shittiest shift ever, Wednesday through Sunday, so he has to work the whole weekend.
Yeah. Oh, that's a rough one.
Friday,
And you know
Saturday, and
it's closing.
Sunday.
It's
Yeah,
closing.
Mondays, Tuesdays off for the Dickers.
Yeah.
The job is going well, so I thought. So I rushed my ass out of my house, and it only takes me 5 minutes to get there.
Imagine thinking that Dickers ever is rushing at anything. Like, Dickers' version of rushing is like the saddest, slowest waddle you could ever imagine. The only way to get this guy to rush is to paddle him on his bum. You get the paddle behind him, I'm sure he'll pick his feet up quick. But otherwise,
Or tell him
Not
there's some
happening.
donuts nearby.
The latest I've ever been.
Woo!
His job is exactly on time. I swear to you, today was actually the latest I've ever been. I showed up at 10 on the dot, and that's when I'm supposed to be there. And that's
Who
what.
believes him? Who believes him that he showed up every time on time or early? I fucking don't.
Yeah. By the way, he's at a place where you have to be 5 minutes early. You know, they require you to clock in 5 minutes.
Somebody's got a good idea of when Dickers would rush, when the weed dispensary is about to close. That's when Dickers gets a move on. That's when he straps a rocket ship to his ass.
Showed up. So I walk inside, and the store owner, he's my manager, he's the owner, he's my boss, he's sitting there standing.
He's
the
sitting
front
there
door,
standing. What a thing to say, Dickers. He's sitting there standing. What a brilliant orator you are there, you dumbass.
middle of the aisle looking at me as I'm walking in, and I'm just like, okay, this is unusual. And I walk in the door, and he has this very serious look on his face. He's like, yeah, we need to talk. Come sit down for a second. Here I'm thinking, okay, because I know he was having like problems with his kids. Maybe he had to go away for a couple days and needed me to run the store.
Wait. So in your mind, you're about to get fired, but you think he's going to ask you to run the store?
No, Dickers thinks he's about to be promoted
Yeah.
to assistant
Key
manager.
holder.
He's gonna be key holder. He's gonna have all this responsibility in the store. This is ridiculous.
And they fire him.
This is how out of touch from reality he is. You know?
Whatever he needed me to go run an errand, or there was a big order that I did that, backfired and they had wanted a refund, or that's what I'm
What?
thinking
Like,
is
that's what he's
serious.
thinking. He thinks thinks he's just completely f***ed over the entire store. This is probably why he got fired, is because he put in this massive order of inventory that they couldn't sell, and he put the owner under. Like, where does that idea even come from if he didn't do that or thought he did that? Where does that even come from, Dickers?
Issue, you know, because like I've never been disciplined. There was never any issues, so
So you were still on? No, they were still on probation. That's why.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they're
but
like, there's no second chance. There's no second chance for this fucking guy.
laid off was the last thing to come to mind. So we go behind his desk, and I go to sit down, and he's like, "Yeah, here's your check. I'm letting you go."
He just gave me.
I'm surprised he even gave him that. He should have withheld the check.
Yeah.
He
Well,
should have been
we'll
like,
bail to you.
you don't deserve this, boy.
Yeah. He lights his cigar with it. He just lights the fucking check.
Let's fucking go. What? And he's like, "Yeah, man, I don't mean to blindside you with this, but it's not working out. You know, you don't have as much product knowledge as I thought you'd have."
Review tech.
You're supposed to be Review Tech USA.
You gotta shut down the
You
channel.
didn't even have enough product knowledge to work at Best Buy, bro.
Oh.
You couldn't even be in Geek Squad. Geek Squad. He lied.
So he lied. He lied in the fucking on the resume.
Getting fired from Best Buy, buddy.
Oh.
John to the new product.
Yeah, no,
sticker.
he calls it a layoff to make it sound like he didn't get fucking fired. But they're not calling you, they're not bringing you back, bro.
It's not a layoff.
Getting laid off is where it's like seasonal. It's like, oh, well, it might bring you back next season, but for now, there's no work for you.
Yeah.
This is you were fired on probation because you were a bum with no product knowledge at Best Buy. You couldn't even bullshit it for the boomers who have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Even like elderly 80-year-old boomers that Rich was trying to explain stuff to, they're like, can I get somebody else? This guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
He doesn't know with a widescreen.
May I get someone else? This guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Product knowledge as I thought you'd have. I thought you'd catch on to the new products quicker. But, you know, he's like, you didn't do anything wrong. You came to work, you showed up on time, you did your thing. But it just, I don't see the chemistry there. You know, maybe there's a conflict of personalities,
You're
which
slow
that
on
makes
the
no sense.
uptake.
Yeah.
But
One-
conflict of personalities. So it's like, listen, Dickers, everybody else here is actually working hard. They're competent. They know what they're doing. You, on the other hand, you're a lazy bum. You're just slacking off. You're not trying. You don't know anything. So there's a bit of a clash of personalities here. I'm saying it in a nice way, but you need to get it.
Forever once had an argument with this guy. I just listened. If he told me to do something, I listened to him and did it. 2, chemistry. Did you expect us to make out behind the counter? I don't really know what you were looking for.
Not you.
Competent?
Not you. How about
Somebody
that,
with
Stickers?
like normal social skills, somebody who at least pretends they're happy to be there.
Yeah.
Instead of having a boo-boo face and crying and showing up to work reeking of pot, stoned out of his mind.
Oh, he went to work stoned. That's what happened.
That's straight up.
That's what happened.
The
That's
guy
the
was
real
smoking,
story.
he was smoking pot behind the Best Buy. And the manager came in and was like, Dickers, are you smoking pot? Calm down, boss, man.
Come on,
Why don't
man.
you just chill, duder? Get the f*** out of my store.
The weirdest thing was, so he's telling me, oh, look, here's your check. Good luck. You know, I'm sorry it didn't work out. As I'm walking, he's like, don't worry about it, though, man. It wasn't you. I'll even give you a good reference and a recommendation.
Bullshit.
You know, this never happened.
Bullshit.
Never
If
happened.
you want to put me down on your resume. And I'm thinking to myself, I haven't even been here a month.
Yeah, he's lying.
I know.
He's making you
You were
feel
that
better.
shit. You were that shit,
Yeah.
bro. You couldn't even make it a month.
Yeah. Or the guy's like, yeah, use me as a reference, but really it's to warn everyone else. Do not hire them.
Cope. He just wants to make sure he's listed so he can listen. Don't hire.
No,
this man.
you guys try.
He's a lunatic.
How do you know if I
Yeah,
suck?
it wasn't you. It was just your lack of job knowledge. Because how do you know if I suck or not? I've seen you for a month. How much longer do I need to know if you suck or not? You really don't currently have the skills or knowledge to do this job. Now, maybe magically sometime in the future you might acquire said skills and knowledge necessary to do this job, but I can see and observe that over the last month you lied in the interview and resume, and you're worthless.
But by the way, he even said that Rich wasn't able to learn the new product. How hard is it to learn a new tech thing? Right? You go, here's what it does, here's how you explain it, here's how you sell it. Like, Rich can't even figure out the new products at all.
And by the way, a reference of less than a month?
Yeah!
Like, you may as well not list it, bro.
Right.
Like, come on, it's gonna damage you. What happened here exactly? Oh, well, this piece of shit, and then you're talking bad about your boss, and then they're not gonna hire you.
Exactly.
Wait. And
This
on
is
top of it,
actually the only
Why would
job
you
he had. Well, you had a couple other small
Yeah, the
jobs.
office, remember the office thing? But it was more
He started
expensive.
filming videos at work of him on the terminal. He's like doxing like employees working at the job.
me a recommendation if you're letting me go. So, was it me? Now it's funny. I called my father and told him.
I can tell his dad.
Dad, I didn't get it. I was fired up. He's like,
Fired.
he's like, damn it.
Like, this guy's never gonna move out of my basement, is he? And he never did.
No.
He's still there to this day. 43 years old.
That he's not getting, the store's not getting the business that he wanted.
Help
And
his dad.
he let me go because he'd rather keep the profits for himself. Because I'll tell you, man, my two...
He's an employee.
Cole.
Yeah.
What? The profits for himself. No, buddy, you're just worthless. You were costing him money because you couldn't do the job.
Imagine.
That's so funny, dude. It's this greedy Best Buy manager. I'm gonna keep the profits for myself. Yeah, buddy. I'm sure. By the way, Sapo says gifted 5.
So it's 25 away from the goal. Yeah, like
Hit this goal. Let's hit it.
Guy, like bald, like at a desk, like a mob boss. It's like, we're gonna keep all the profits. We're gonna fire everyone who works there.
Paychecks from there weren't bad. So I was selling stuff. It wasn't that I wasn't
By the
doing my
way,
thing.
like somebody said in chat, June could have made a 4-hour video. There's so much with Rich that was overlooked. Rich should be thanking his lucky stars.
Yeah.
That June decided to lube it up instead of going in.
Last week was terrible, but there was like 2 customers that came through the door. But the few weeks before that,
What?
I did pretty good. It was I haven't even been there.
So wait a minute, buddy. You're telling me that in all the time you were there, you only served 2 customers, and you didn't sell anything in your month there? How is that even possible?
That's a lie. He was sleeping there. He was sleeping there with glasses that had eyes open on them. You know, like in an old high school movie.
I had 2 paychecks from the place. So to me, it's weird. Like I was saying before, you're gonna give. Obviously, I didn't suck for one.
Baldo?
Where?
Fuck,
Is
that's easy.
that guy's gamer tag? Baldo. 25 yard. No! What?
Oh my
Stop it!
god!
Baldo, 25 darts!
That's the guy who made the Baldo's original game tag.
That was his vision 15 years ago. Time traveler.
From 2025.
Bitch, the meme magic is real.
Oh my god.
So to me, it's weird. Like I
Someone
was,
cade it the domino
Let's
effect.
get some subs
The
for the
domino
Baldo
effect.
gamer tag in 2011.
So funny.
saying before, you're gonna give. Obviously, I didn't suck for one. So you don't even know if I suck.
Because obviously he didn't suck. Then why are you getting fired? If you were such a vital staff, you were so good at the job, you wouldn't be getting fired, would you?
As the way he goes, obviously, he's like, you were fired, so obviously you did. Like, what do you mean?
Narcissism.
It's obvious to me, Rich, of Review Tech
USA.
He acts like he's like a superhero, right? Like,
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Because I haven't been there long enough, so you're going to give me...
I haven't been there long enough to know that I saw.
No, I mean, pretty much within the first week or two, you know exactly.
Someone, their vibe.
Yeah.
Yo, like you've worked with people too, where it's like they aren't even like that, like bad at their job. They're just like annoying or retarded. You're like,
they just don't fit in, and they fuck up the culture of where you're working at, and then they get bricked on probation.
yeah, and you're like, listen, he's okay, but he's boring.
If you don't fit in, you don't even want to work there anyway.
Exactly.
Because when you work these type of shitty fucking jobs, the only thing that keeps you sane and happy is the camaraderie and socialization with the other workers.
Yeah.
If you're not getting along with people at work and you're working one of these jobs, it's fucking brutal, dude.
Yeah, man, working with someone that you hate. Oh,
Man.
A recommendation? You know what's funny is that I don't know if you guys watched the art scene.
oh, the art scene.
The art scene has been mentioned.
Wow.
And I'm a fan of him. He's a very smart guy. I don't agree with everything he says.
I don't necessarily co-sign everything the art scene says.
Okay, Rich.
But there was one thing he said that it was kind of funny to me, and I was thinking about it driving home after I got let go.
Like, you're fired.
You're fired from this job because you're a total bum and you reek of pot and you just don't know. You get in your vehicle, you light up your joint, and the only thing you have to comfort you is an arch-themed YouTube video. The year is 2011. Time for time.
He's like, people who are partners on YouTube, they're living off of it, shouldn't rely on
hey,
it
Review
because
Tech, you have to step out and help your team.
it's not steady pay and the internet's too
He's got a
volatile.
camp for the kill streak, bro.
There he's ready.
Kate Bishop is sick, and so are her projectiles. The acrobatic air to Hawkeye, she uses trick arrows to toy with her prey. For Marble Snap, she adds 2 of 4 possible trick arrow cards to your hand. They grant awesome bonuses like extra power, negative power for your opponent, or moving a card to another location. Bouncing her arrows with Falcon and Black Swan is a hella good time. She goes great with cards like Bizarre, Blue Marble, so they can join in on the bonus power party. Ooh, there it is!
Oh my god. That's insane.
Celebrate the 5th anniversary of Star Wars, Galaxy of Heroes, with unmissable free rewards. With over 300 characters to collect, 40 planets to battle across, and 19 game modes to master. The Star Wars galaxy is endless.
A job that was a good job since 2009. Dink crap jobs that were
good jobs.
bye night.
And listen, he still never will. He's been fired from YouTube. God only knows what he's going to do now.
I love how you say he was fired from YouTube. He was.
Okay.
He was given his walking papers by June the King and Darkside Phil.
Yep.
When Darkside Phil took that last chip, that was the digital equivalent of your pink slip.
Yes.
We don't want you around here no more.
He's walking through the offices with like the box and like the plants inside.
I've had a steadier quote unquote career on YouTube.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore, bitch!
Bye.
King Philip took
You're
the
fired.
King's box, the last chip, and you've been felted, and you're fired. I want
been
to
my-
have Phil say that to Dickers. Dickers, You're fired.
You're fired.
I safeguard. YouTube has been my safety net. When HP, because
Oh
even though I
my
was
God.
employed by them, when HP didn't have any work for me for
So
like
by
a week
the
or
way,
two.
is really what you want from an employee is to hear how disgruntled and how they shit talk every job they've ever worked at.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're always supposed to be, even if the boss is an asshole, even if the job sucked, you gotta just say how much you loved your boss and how much you loved that job. Because the boss is thinking, if he loves that idiot, he'll love me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you always are positive about everybody that you've worked with, and if you're not, you're gonna get felted.
I was working on YouTube.
Wow.
That's where I was getting money from. I'm not making a lot of money from YouTube. When HP didn't have work, that's where I got paid from. When I had that other POS job where I worked a whopping 2 hours a day, that job was also per diem. And
Wait, all his jobs are like an hour a day? Like,
Dickers actually invented the gig economy. There wasn't a gig economy back in 2009, but Dickers was so low on the totem pole, he was actually a gig worker back then. Fuck.
before they even had it.
and there were a lot of times I
No
would call.
work ethic.
You had to call into work every day to see if there was work. There would be sometimes there wasn't work for a week. You know, technically I had 3 jobs at one point.
Yeah, you had 2 jobs that worked 0 hours.
When I was at
If there's a job and there are no hours, can it even be a
It's
job?
not a job, it's
I
a
have-
philosophical.
I have a job, but no hours.
that joke of a job and didn't have work for a week because I would call
By
every
the way,
day and
is
there
this
wasn't.
like supposed to make him look good that he can only land these joke jobs for dummies and losers?
He says he would call every day.
Guys.
He would call every day, and there was no hours. Sorry, Dickers.
I
By the
have
way-
no job and I must scream. But it's not even that. He allegedly had 3 jobs but could not work. Like, this is ridiculous, Dickers.
Enough work. Where did I get a check from? It was from YouTube. Archmead, I have to disagree with you, man. YouTube has been my steadiest job I've had since
There's a difference there. So Archfiend, you know, he did do YouTube as a hobby, okay? He made money, but he was actually college educated and worked a really good job, and he's still with his wife, and he has kids that he's raising successfully on his good income that isn't YouTube, and he doesn't have to humiliate himself like you and react to documentaries of his own downfall, Dickers.
Yeah.
So it actually aged pretty well, Archfiend's take, to tell you the truth, bud.
By the way,
Enjoy being a circus freak for peanuts, Dickers. You have 3 jobs, but you're scheduled no hours. You must be the most worthless person on staff.
yeah, exactly.